Welcome and what is up there, everybody? This is Casper Trader back here with another video today. And boy, has it been a while since we made our last portfolio update. So our portfolio has changed a drastic amount, not in the type of stocks that we invested in though, but the amount of gains and losses that we've taken in the last month or so. So I'm super excited to show you guys what our portfolio consists of currently. I did not change a lot of what we were investing in at the moment, but I did make some minor tweaks. And the biggest thing I want to share with you guys is the extreme gains that I was able to get on a select few stocks that are in my portfolio. Some of them over 100% just within the last few months. So I'm super excited to show you guys all of that and more. But before we get into it, I'd really appreciate you guys could smash that like button below and subscribe to the YouTube channel if you guys have not yet. I'd really appreciate it a ton. Alright guys, so as you can see, in the last week, our portfolio is up around 3.8%, which I will admit, it's a pretty good week. Like, this doesn't happen every week. And we're up around $400. In the last month, we're up $744, around 6.8%, which also is actually a pretty good month. And for those wondering what this is just a Robinhood glitch. For those who use Robinhood, you would know what goes on the Robinhood chart sometimes. But yeah, that was not some kind of like crazy options trade that I took, but it was just it just looks like some kind of Robinhood glitch. But still, overall, portfolio is doing pretty well in the last month. Last 3 months, not bad. I'm not complaining as long as it's in the green. 3.7%, around $400 that we made in the last 3 months. In the last year, we're up $1,300, around 12.7%, which is honestly, I'm pretty happy about, especially considering that I was trading a lot of options back here, and that did not do too much good for my portfolio. I lost a few hundred there for sure. So this number could have been much higher than it actually is, but still, I'm happy that we're able to pull out with a nice profit. And overall, we're finally in the green. We're finally in the green. We made it past break even like we've done so many times. I've passed over break even 3 times so far. Hopefully we're going to stay above the break even point now and just onwards from now, because it literally took over 2 years. Well, around 2 years, I would say, because the first time we broke it, it was like a year and 11 months. But I started back in October 2018 on Robinhood, and since then I haven't been in the profit in a very long time. I think August is the first time I dipped into the profit, and then fell back down, went back up again, and finally, once again, after an entire 2 years, we're back in the green. So I'm super happy about that we're able to get out with a nice profit. Not get out, I'm still planning on investing for the long term, but I'm happy to be in the green. And there's a lot of stocks that actually caused this to happen, but I'm going to be focusing on, in today's video, just the major gainers in our stock, like in our portfolio, just like the stocks that have been making the biggest moves and the stocks that I'm looking to buy and sell in the next upcoming weeks. So without getting into all the stocks that have been like up or down 2-3% in this time, let's go into those stocks that have been doing absolutely insanely good, or those stocks that haven't been doing too well for us. So the first stock that I really wanted to share with you guys is Upwork. And I did not expect Upwork to do this kind of move anytime soon. I was thinking that within maybe a year or two, I would be able to make 30-40% on the stock and leave with a nice profit. But I look at my Robinhood portfolio and I see that after putting in $117 into this stock, I bought 8 shares. I got a return of 141% in the last like 3 or 4 months, because we started buying the stock back in August and September, end of August, beginning of September. So the stock has provided us with some insane gains. Do I wish I put more in, like 1,000 instead of 100? Yeah, who wouldn't? But I can't complain at all about just making a profit in general. So this stock has just been roaring for the last 3 months. It's up 135% in the last 3 months. I was buying the stock at $14.60, and now it's already at $35.50. So this is just a crazy stock that's been doing insanely well for me. And I just wanted to share that with you guys. I'm not showing this to flex or brag or anything. I was just genuinely surprised that this stock was able to make this kind of move so quickly. So yeah, that's what Upwork that's what Upwork has been doing for us. So it did account a little bit for the gains, so 160 bucks that we made from there. And this one isn't really a stock, but I also wanted to share this because recently Bitcoin has been moving up, and you guys know that I invested a little bit into Bitcoin, and this investment is not very far behind our investment in Upwork. So I actually was buying Bitcoin around 8,800 or 8,500. I recently just bought an extra $10 worth around here. That was actually today. Yeah, I bought another 10 bucks of Bitcoin today. Nothing much, just to add a little bit more to the Bitcoin holding. But overall, we're still up over 105% on our position, or $500 from our investment in Bitcoin. I'm pretty happy that I would put in the amount that I put in. I feel like if I put in $100, I'd have a little bit of FOMO that I missed out on some gains. But I put in a nice amount of 500, where I'm happy if it goes up, but if it goes down, I'm also not gonna like be scared to death. So I'm happy with this position that I took, and with Bitcoin, I'm not planning on selling. It's just a long-term position I'm planning on holding. We'll see how far it goes. Maybe it'll just crash back down to like $9,000 per Bitcoin, or it might go up to 100,000. Who knows? Maybe we're gonna secure a bag of like 5 grand on this Bitcoin position. Who knows? But that's what I'm doing with Bitcoin right now. So from what you've seen, Bitcoin and Upwork alone have accounted for like $650 worth of the gains that I've had in my portfolio in the last few months. So that makes up a pretty large majority of it, doesn't it? So those are two stocks that have been doing extremely well for me. But I've got to go over one of these stocks that I've been trying to get rid of. For those who've been watching my videos, it's been like 2 months already, maybe even more. And that's TQQQ. Wow, it's actually been much more than 3 months, than 2 months. It's been 3 to 4 months since I bought this stock, and I've been just trying to get rid of it since then. I said that if once it goes into the profit, I'm probably going to sell for a little bit of a, a little bit of a gain. But this has just been consolidating and consolidating once again, and I'm just not able to get rid of it. I have no doubt that in the future it'll go up into the green, because this is like a 3x. It goes up 3 times as much as the stock market. So for example, if the stock market goes up 1%, this stock will go up 3%, vice versa though. So if it goes down 1%, this goes down 3%. So today it's down around 2.03% and then 0.2% in after hours. So I feel like it might be a little bit of a time until it actually like goes back up, but I'm willing to be patient. It has locked up a lot of my money that I wanted to use for selling puts, but I actually want to exit out of this position with the profit. I'm willing to wait for it. So I'm kind of stuck here. I got my hands tied behind my back, but that's fine because we still got a lot of great stocks in our portfolio that I just keep reinvesting the dividends back into to keep building up the position and then compounding the money. So some of those stocks that have been paying some nice dividends and reinvesting them back in are NextEra Energy, Skyworks, and Microsoft. Apple actually paid out a dividend recently as well that I reinvested back in. I think it was around $2 if I recall correctly. Yep, $2.07. We reinvested that back in, and we're just trying to build up our position on Apple. So far, we're up around 26%, just not bad. Not as good as Upwork, of course, but I'm still not complaining. I think that Apple is just a very long-term hold. It's been dominating for the last like 10 years, and it's gonna continue dominating probably for the next multiple years to come. So that's what I'm doing with Apple, just holding on to what I have, reinvesting the dividends back in, just compounding the money. And we also have a stock that's been moving out a lot for our portfolio, and that is Tesla. Tesla has actually gone up a drastic amount in the last week or so. Yeah, in the last week, it's up 19% or $81 per share. It's been consolidating for a really long time, so it was about time for the stock to actually make a move. Because since like the end of August, beginning of September, it's literally been in the same spot, just consolidating up and down for, what is it, like 3 months? And finally, it has made a move up. Who knows how long this movement's gonna last? Maybe it's gonna dip back down to like $400 per share. I don't know. I'm no genius to predict that. I don't think anyone could actually predict anything in the stock market related on a consistent basis. But I just do have a I just see the vision of Tesla for the long term. I can see my money 3xing, maybe even 5xing this stock in the next multiple years to come. I'm in no rush to sell this stock. I'm happy with the position I have. It's like the biggest holding in my portfolio. I got it at a pretty decent price compared to what it is at right now, but if it does dip back to around the area of $400 to maybe even $410 per share, I would be willing to buy another share of Tesla. That's probably when I get some of my money out of TQQQ. I'd probably buy a share of Tesla because I do have a very firm belief in Tesla just being like the main auto or main car producer in the next few years. And it's doing really well for its sector. There's other companies trying to catch up, but it's just so far ahead that I think it's going to be pretty tough for any other company to catch up with them. So those are the stocks that have been moving up and down the most for our portfolio. The rest have mostly just been consolidating. I guess you can say that Work has been doing pretty well. In the last week, it's up 14%, so that's a pretty big gain. But since we only have like $78 of this stock in our portfolio, I didn't bother mentioning it because, I mean, it's only up $9. It's not too much, but I'll take the free Chipotle burrito and some maybe guac even. That's how much it made for me. And yeah, those are basically the stocks, the main movers in our portfolio that we've been holding on to for the last multiple months. And in the future, I am looking to buy a little bit more of Tesla stock. Facebook stock actually is at a pretty good price right now, I would say. In my opinion, I'm not a financial advisor, of course. Make sure to do your own due diligence and invest on your own. But in my opinion, I think that Facebook is at a pretty decent price right now. And I actually might scoop up like a fractional share of it later on today because I have a few bucks in cash. I think I have like $60 in cash on my portfolio. So I might put 20 to 30 bucks into Facebook because right now, compared to the rest of the stocks, it's doing pretty well. It's on a dip, and I just see a pretty bright future for Facebook. It's probably not going to like 5x like Tesla will, possibly, but I still see Facebook probably doubling in the years to come. So that's what I'm doing with Facebook. I'm probably going to buy some shares in the next few weeks. So we got Tesla and Facebook are the stocks that I'm personally going to look to buy in the next upcoming weeks. And the one stock that I want to sell and get rid of, nothing else except this one stock, and that's TQQQ. Just want to get rid of that once we're in the profit, and then I'll be happy using that money to invest into different stocks and then even potentially doing options. So that's basically how our portfolio has been doing over the last month or so. Thank you guys all so much for watching, and I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. And before you guys leave, let me know in the comment section below how your portfolios have been doing after all this crazy, you know what, going on, and the debates. I mean, sorry, what am I talking about? And the presidential election and all that. Let me know how your guys' portfolio is doing after all of that in the comment section below. I'll be responding to your guys' comments. So see you guys in the next video.